Howdy, BeefaloBart here, and welcome to video number 100. And what do I have special lined up for video 100? You're pretty much not a damn thing. Yep, that's why it's so special. Nothing special about it. Alright, so it's been, well, you kind of really can't say this is video number 100, even though it shows up as 100 on YouTube. I've had a number of videos over the past months that I've had to reshoot multiple times while I've been live streaming, just simply because of one issue or another. Yeah, that'll account for probably about a dozen videos right there. Not to mention a recent change in the way that things are being done on YouTube. Probably about 4 false claims of copyright issues, which I didn't get a copyright strike for, but I just went ahead and took the damn videos down. I mean, what the hell, you know? And so it didn't really count against me. It's just one of the things that I noticed was two of the videos, it said it was music related, so I took the music down completely, and you know, and that was for the Star Wars games. And it's just, you know what, without the background music, the game's just not as interesting. In fact, there was a event going on where it was like a high bonus XP rate and that kind of stuff. And, you know, that was great. I was loving it. And then I logged back in again, and of course the XP event was over with, so it wasn't so great. Yeah, I think there's a lot of contributing factors to why, like the server that I was on, the highest population that I saw the entire time that I was on that server, in one location you could see, like on the map, you know, in the top left-hand corner of the screen, it'll show how many people were actually there, and we're talking 6 was the max population. Okay, so, you know, what the heck, I went over to one of the other servers that I know was a whole lot more popular, and that I've got quite a few characters on. However, I get on there, and it's still skeletonized. I mean, there's just nobody there. And there's a lot of contributing factors to why Star Wars The Old Republic, why it actually just fizzled out and died. And I'd say one of the main factors was, well, just even though they're trying to bring out some new content, there was just no real new content. The next thing that I saw was level scaling. And what that actually meant was that while you're actually, say, a level 50, and you went back to another planet where the level of the NPCs there that you'd be fighting would be level 20 or lower, whatever. What they did was it automatically scaled so that whenever you got on that planet, it would actually lower your level to what they considered to be the max level of play on that particular map. So, say if it's a level 12 as a normal max for a certain area, even if you're a level 65, it would actually drop you down stats-wise. It would nerf your character down to where you were essentially a level 12, but you had all your abilities of a level 65. And just, you know what? Just too many things that I didn't like anymore about the game. And I like the game. There was a lot of things that I did like about it, but you know what? There's more that I don't like about it than what I did like about it. So it's just a shame. It really is. The game had decent gameplay, not great graphics, but decent graphics. It was a good game overall, but the developers just ruined that game. Alright, you need to die too. So, pretty much done with the Star Wars thing. I did a few videos on it, had almost no views to it whatsoever, so in case you guys weren't into it, so you know what, screw it. If nobody wanted to watch the videos, and if there's just no population inside the game anymore. Yeah, just no point. It's kind of like playing World of Tanks, you know. I could go back and start playing World of Tanks again, and I played it for several years. I was around from closed beta on World of Tanks, and you know, I was there for. It was part of what they called their super testers. It was like a super test beta team, and that was a whole different fiasco. Wouldn't even get into that right now, but essentially we sat around in chat groups and did nothing. We weren't even given access to play the damn games. You know, into a special mode. We didn't get anything special. We didn't get any thank you for being selected to be in that group. We got nothing. And it was just, we got a title in the forums for, you know, what, about a year? So, screw that. Was around for Alpha and all the betas of World of Warplanes. I essentially didn't even bother trying for World of Warships. You know, and it's not a bad game. It's just, yeah. You've got the typical lemmings that you find in World of Tanks are now slowly migrating over to World of Warships. And I'm sorry, it is just way too much stupid in that game. And that's the downfall of having a free-to-play game, is a lot of times what you're going to attract is, and I know some people are going to get offended by me saying this, but, you know, I don't give a damn. You know, a lot of times you get a lot of squeakers, 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, who get on there, and A, they're just annoying as crap to even be around. And second off, you know, they start talking crap, and they're cussing, and just being annoying, and like, World Tanks, they're map ping spamming, and there's no way to shut them up. I mean, you can put them on ignore on your blacklist. That doesn't do a damn thing because it doesn't stop them in the game. You report them. Oh, that works great. You know, the game is just poorly done in moderation-wise, and there's just way too much garbage that hangs around. So, you know, that's why I don't do a whole lot anymore with World Tanks. I might go in once in a blue moon just for the hell of it, but you know, I'm not going to do any serious gameplay on World Tanks right now until they decide to clean up the game overall. World of Warships seems to be a little bit better, but just give it time. It'll get caught up to World of Tanks on all the ignorance. Where you get squeakers will ruin it, and you get just lamers in general. Yeah, I can't see letting a game be filled with free-to-play element and then not having a good method of moderating. You're not moderating your chat, you're not moderating anything. You know, you've got to moderate your chat. You've got to moderate. You know, if you've got major YouTube channels, and you look at some of these YouTube channels like The Mighty Jingles, great guy, great videos. I've been a subscriber for him quite a while. You look at some of his videos, and you see in the videos people map ping spamming, just being royal douchebags. They're team killing on purpose. They're blocking people. They're blocking another tank to intentionally try to make them shoot them so that they turn, you know, blue and they can be shot. I mean, seriously, if you see that happen and you post that video on YouTube, the devs should be alerted to that. You know, one of the things that really pissed me off was somebody did something like that to me. I had it on video, and I couldn't post a link on their forums, and then whenever I make a complaint about it on the forums, calling the player out specifically, my posts were removed because it was against their policy to call out other players or to harass another player in their chat system. Whenever that kind of person just pulls up in front of an artillery player and parks in front of them, so whenever they try to shoot, they end up shooting a friendly tank and get marked as a team killer. Yeah. So enough on that. That's just the kind of bullshit that got me away from playing World of Tanks. And like I said, World of Warplanes, it just never caught on. World of Warships, it's really strong right now, but give it time, it'll be ruined just like World of Tanks is. And then you can pretty much thank that all to lack of moderatorship. Now, whenever I talk about my game and trying to set it up to be a free-to-play as well, yeah, there's going to be moderators. There will be some moderation in the chat channels. There will be moderators in any open area where anybody could potentially be a shitbag. I want to try to limit the douchebaggery as much as possible. So it is possible to do. You just have to give a shit about your community. And moving on from that, yeah, I was going to make this video a little bit earlier, and even watching, I was watching the live stream from Agent Exhale, and he's a pretty cool guy, and I watch his channel from time to time. He was doing a live stream earlier, and he was complaining that, yeah, he kept getting deltas, kept getting dropped, and I'm like, whatever, he's just having connection issues. Yeah, I log in, and guess what? I'm not in 5 minutes and get a delta, get disconnected. So I was like, you know what, screw this. I'll save video number 100 for something else. So I load up Steam, and it seemed like half of the games that I have on Steam required some form of update. Because I keep Steam off, and I keep background downloading off, and that kind of crap. I just don't care. I don't want anything background and downloading. So with half of my games needing a download, and the first one being Arma 3, and it needed a 8 gigabyte download, I'm like, you know what, screw this, close that crap out. And I realized, screw it, I'll just come back and I'll try to do a video for, yeah, the Division, and hopefully it won't DC on me. In fact, what I think I'm gonna do is what I was gonna do to begin with, and I'm gonna migrate this tune back to the base of operations, throw them in a terminal, and you guys have all seen my electronics build, and in one video or so I've been showing my D3 build getting ready for 1.8 as soon as it comes out. I'll go ahead and I'll just pop over here and mark some junk here. Ooh, a 93R. Huh. Might have to take a look at that one later. It's a little bit better than what I got now. So, yeah, I'm just going to mark some junk to get rid of. Yeah, still having mouse problems, and I am using some extremely high-end hardware. This is a really exotic mouse. It's a Logitech M100. Yeah, go ahead and stop laughing whenever you're done. Keep laughing. Go ahead. You done? Okay. Yes. All right. Logitech M100 mouse, if you don't know what it is, they usually sell for around $6 or $7. This is like one of the bottom of the line mouses on the market. Do you know what? I like the shape. I like the shape of the mouse. I don't really care for the mouse wheel all that much, but it works. It gets the job done. I like the position of the buttons. I like the way it feels in my hand. It works for me. That's what I'm used to. That's what I like. I tried one of these fancy gaming mice with all the extra buttons and everything else, and I gave up after about 3 or 4 days. I did give it a chance. I did give it 3 or 4 days, but you know what? Just screw it. So I like the M100. Well, get ready to order a new one and realize that now I have most of my money is right now is in cash. So don't judge me. I just haven't been to the bank to make a deposit lately, and I have like $4 in that account that I was going to order with, and I'm like, you know what, screw it. So need to make a deposit, and then I'll go ahead and order the new mouse. So it's going to give me fits every now and then. It's going to double click. I left click and it does a left and a right click at the same time, or left click does a right click. It's dying. It's time to replace this mouse. But I've had the same M100 now for 3 years, 4 years. There's one thing I can say about Logitech and this particular model of mouse. It's durable. It works. And whenever it stops working, they're cheap and they're easy to replace. In fact, you can usually get them with shipping for around $12, $15. So, yeah. I'll make a deposit and I'll go ahead and I'll order another one. I've already got it in my cart in Amazon. Alright, so just go over. This is my basic Tactician's build right now. In fact, I've got two different variations of it. This one's set up for, I don't have a clue. Got one of them that's set up for turret, and one of them set up for seeker, and one of them set up for balanced. And I think this is the balanced one. But as you can see, 9,693 on electronics. Now I could finagle this and get a little bit more out of it, but you know, for now this is what I got. Pardon the noise of the airplane going over if you can hear it. And pretty much just garbage stats across this way right here. It works, it gets the job done. I do have a D3 FNC set that I'm playing around with, and it's a little bit different now. This one is, I covered this in my last video, or one of my previous videos. Reason why I am going a little heavy on electronics, and skill power is kind of low still, but I want the electronics number up and the firearms number up, but leaning more towards electronics and the skill power. And yeah, I could adjust it more to get some more skill power out of it. I got time before 1.8 hits. But this particular build is being set up for 1.8, the assault global event. And one of the modifiers in that is when you're in close proximity to the enemy AI or NPCs or bots or whatever you want to call them, when you're at close range to them, you get a huge damage modifier, a big bonus to your damage overall. And I'm gonna tell you what, playing with it on the test server, whenever Assault was actually on the test server, it was only on there for a day or two, but I'm gonna tell you what, a good D3 build, and the reason for the higher electronics and skill power is to build up that number right there. Now, it's 1.3, you can get higher than that. Okay, shut up, I know. But this is currently where it is, and I may or may not adjust it even more, but I want to have decent firearms and decent hit points on my shield. Running a shield with a submachine gun lets you do some pretty nasty shredding. And I'm actually going to log out of this, not account, but out of this character, and go to a different one. But the reason for it is I'm going to get that buff on damage for being in close proximity, so I can afford to put a little bit more into the shield while still being able to do some massive shredding, and that's what I'm hoping for. And once the global event kicks in 1.8, I will be doing some full testing, and I'll do videos based on that. Alright, so we're going to jump in on this character right here. This one is my female character, and she has, I believe, all of my classified gear sets. I just want to take a look at the Lone Star and see if I can make some adjustments to it and just really make that a pecan heavy build. Because of the light machine gun, I have no clue what I'm wearing right now. Deadeye. Let's go to Lone Star. And let's take a look at what we got. Well, we might need a little bit more on my firearms. A little bit low on that. I've got 10,125 firearms, but only 364,000 on firepower. Well, 412 with the pecan and 364 on the hungry hog. Toughness, 431,000, but my stamina is only 2,942. Wow, look at that massive skill power. That is just outstanding. In fact, I don't even know what I got in here for mods and everything else. But if you're not familiar, and you should be familiar with the Lone Star builds, Lone Star, you're going to get 2-piece bonus of getting plus 100% ammo capacity. Great if you're going to run a light machine gun. You're going to want plenty of ammo because they usually don't do a lot of damage. Well, you get a 3-piece bonus of plus 8% on light machine gun damage, plus 8% on shotgun damage. And I almost never use a shotgun. I may end up carrying one in the pistol slot just for oh shit category. With the 4-piece bonus, when you holster the weapon and then unholster it, so you switch from 1 to 2, then 2 back to 1, it automatically reloads the magazine for you. So if you're on the hungry hog and you're down to like 12 rounds, it's just easier to go ahead and switch to your other weapon and then switch back to it, and it shortens the amount of time that it takes in theory to reload. Okay, whatever. The 5-piece bonus, and you can only get the 5-piece bonus with all classified gear pieces. As far as I know, you can't have a 4-piece standard classified and then add 2 more pieces. I don't think it works that way. Haven't tried. Don't care. I got a full 6-piece classified. So that's what I'm running. The 5-piece, you get an extra 50% ammo capacity, 12% more light machine gun damage, 12% more shotgun damage. Cool. Now the 6-piece. Berserker. Now, the explanation on this one is some weird crapola. Alright, when you're down to 50% of the magazine, there's a 75% chance to receive a bonus that activates when the final bullet is fired from that current magazine. Once activated, the magazine will instantly be refilled. So essentially what that means is half of the time there will be a 75% chance that when you fire your last bullet, you're going to get an instant reload. You follow it? Okay. Yeah, I actually understand it. I've seen it happen twice. So, yeah, okay. The magazine is instantly refilled. The weapon damage and fire rate is increased by 20%. The bonus is cancelled by reloading or swapping weapon or exiting combat. So it's not a very frequent proc. So half of the time it'll happen 75% of the time. That makes a lot of damn sense. It doesn't proc as much as it should, in other words. And honestly, when you're talking about with a weapon like the Hungry Hog, if it automatically refills your ammunition, you're back, especially with a large magazine attachment, you've got over 200 rounds of ammunition, and you already have the bonus of the Hungry Hog, which let's take a look at that. Now, the bonus on the Hungry Hog is Glutton. Killing a target increases your damage dealt by 10% until you stop firing. So if you kill something with this Hungry Hog while you're shooting through your magazine or your belt of ammo, you're going to get a 10% buff to damage dealt. Okay, that can stack up to 5 times, so that's 50% more damage. Now, if you're shooting that hungry hog and you get down there and you get that perk, you're going to get a rate of fire increase, you're going to get a damage increase on top of the damage increase. So you're stacking multiple ways of damage as long as you do not stop shooting. And if you keep getting that proc of it instantly refilling whenever you run empty, you could run 300-400 rounds non-stop string of ammo. You could just lay into the trigger. In other words, even if you're not shooting at something, but you know that something else is getting ready to pop up or whatever else, just hold that button down and keep shooting. There's always that chance that everything is going to align perfectly and you're just going to get some magic damage. Yeah, okay. So there's a lot of what ifs going on right there. But I want to hop over here and take a look at this. And I kind of needed a few rounds of ammo. So with the pecan selected, with the hungry hog selected, I have 221 rounds in the magazine, and I'm carrying 2,727 rounds of ammunition. That's light machine gun ammunition. That doesn't matter if it's talking about this guy or this guy. Doesn't really matter. And my pecan's holding 97 rounds. Of course, with the pecan, as you're shooting, you make a kill with it, and then you reload. You're going to increase your magazine size every time you make a kill with it, and then reload. Yeah, weird procs, but it works. Because you know that the same round for the M60 is the exact same round you're going to find in a RPK. It's absolutely the same bullet. Yeah. Okay, so if you actually understood that and you got the whatever, the RPK 74 would be 5.45 perhaps. Standard RPK 47 or 74. The originals were 7.62 by 39, and there was a belt fed variation, which I think they're calling the whatever. And yeah, it's definitely not the same cartridge as 7.62 by 5180 round from the M60. Yeah, I'm just gonna totally stop explaining shit like that. So the whole point of having all this combined, and I'll probably play around with some of the stats on it as well. You suck. There's always a couple little tards over here I can shoot at. But the whole point of this build was to have a really, really strong build as an alternative to the D3 FNC build, to have a strong light machine gun build just for patch 1.8 and that new zone that's coming out. I want to be able to have some pretty good sustainable firepower. And with my pecan, I've added in a magnified scope so that I can, if I need to, make a well-placed shot. Now, putting a sniper scope on a light machine gun, yeah, it just doesn't work out. And as you can see whenever I zoom in on this one, I don't know if you can notice, but it's a really, really fast swing. If you put a higher magnification scope on there, it's even faster than that. But, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get ready to shut down this live stream. I have bored the crap out of you people long enough. But I would like some comments. Leave some comments in below. And let me know what you think about having a little ticker tape at the bottom with some basic information. I can, fill it out with different information each time. This is just the basics of what I want to say, like howdy and welcome to the BeefaloBart live stream. Please subscribe, just basic stuff like that. But I can keep expanding it, adding more and more stuff to it, so you'll have more than just the same 4 or 5 items scrolling over on the screen. But if you do like having that there, or if you have any other suggestions that I can add onto my channel, like say if you want to see my beautiful, my lovely face, I can try to set up a camera and put my face up there. Let's just see how lovely I look. Okay, that's not a, you know, if you don't want it, whatever. But you know, if you like the ticker at the bottom, if you want me to, I'm going to change the background border for it, make it a little bit nicer. That was just a quick something I threw together just for some contrast. But starting from this point forward, you know, this was video number 100, and I'm going to do like I was suggesting on one of my other videos. Spend a little bit of time each day trying to improve on aspects of me in general. And one of the things that I want to improve on is the looks of my streams. And eventually we'll get back into doing recording a video and actually recording the video and processing it differently so that I can put them back up in 1080p instead of streaming in 720, because my internet sucks donkey nuts and I can't really stream in 1080p, but I will try to make it look as nice as possible. I'd hate to have to do it with the game and actually stream, you know, play the game in 720, but do what we got to do to try to get my videos looking better and better overall. So there we go. That looks better. All right, so I want to thank you for coming in and watching. And again, this doesn't fit with my usual script or my usual videos because, you know, it's video 100. I want to do something a little different. I just wanted to sit back, chit chat, screw around a little bit, not do anything serious. And what I'll probably end up doing here in a little while is I'll actually do another live stream, and I could actually take this build right here and go out and do some tests with it, see if I can tweak it a little bit. Let's just see what kind of damage we can do with having a decent LMG build on the Lone Star setup. And I'm going to go ahead and throw in a shotgun instead of having 2 light machine guns. Carry 1 shotgun and 1 light machine gun just to see what we can do. Maybe see if I can pick up a tactical sausage. I know I've got a couple showstoppers. I know I've got a couple medveds. We'll just experiment with the shotguns just to see if they're worthwhile having for that close range, close proximity, oh shit modes. Alright. I'm going to call this. And again, subscribe. I need subscribers. And please leave comments. Please leave thumbs up. Give me a thumbs down. Whatever you prefer. But do one or the other, please. And we'll see you in the next video.